I want to start by breaking down 3 common productivity myths. And number 1 is the idea that more hours put into work equals more success. That couldn't be further from the truth. You want to find your focus zone when you feel at your best and you have minimal distractions, and make those hours count. Some people will feel better in the morning when they wake up. That's when they feel that they're at the most productive. Others in the evening. When planning your day's to-do list, condense it to put your 3 most important tasks first. I've already mentioned how important the power of 3 is in other videos. In my to-do list, I have a label where I can assign the top 3 most important tasks. It just gives me a reminder of the 3 most important things that I want to achieve from today. Because you could work 10 hours, but you may get very little actually done. Or you could work 2 to 3 hours intensely and with high focus and get a lot of work done. So it's up to you. But after taking those top 3 tasks, then you want to tackle the next 5 to 10 lower priority tasks. The second myth is that multitasking is good for you. And I used to believe this, putting in some music, watching some YouTube whilst I'm working on an essay in the background. But just because you're working on 10 different things at the same time doesn't mean that they're all going to turn out really well. At the end of the day, none of them get done very well. Doing bigger, more important tasks is daunting at first. There's so many different ways that you can do it. There's the eat the frog technique, focusing on your most important task for the day first thing. What's worked for me though is to make a task actionable and simple instead of completing a presentation all in one day. Aim for 1 slide to put into that presentation. The simpler the task, the easier it is to follow through. And the third productivity myth that you need to stop believing is being always on. Being constantly available does not make you productive. You'll be overstretched, overwhelmed, tired, frustrated, and unable to keep your focus for very long. Now that doesn't sound very productive, does it? Here are some quick, simple truths to start your productivity journey. Deep work over long hours. Quality, focused sessions can be way more productive than long, draining hours. The second truth is that you need to rest and reset. It's not being lazy, it's essential. The third truth is that our time is finite. Recognize it and respect it. You're never going to get everything done that you want to. It's impossible. Choose the work and personal projects that matter the most to you and work on those. Of course, we all have commitments in our daily lives, but outside of that, even just putting a small amount of time into the work that matters most to you will go a long way in making you more productive. Productivity is about how much you do that goes towards your goals, dreams, and your aspirations. You could have 50 tasks for a day and maybe smash through 40 of them, but how many of them were really important? How many of them were helping you advance your dreams and your goals? That's what productivity is all about. It's not about long hours, and it's not about fixating on every single thing. It's about being selective where you can and working on things that matter the most to you. Here's an actionable step. If you are at the beginning of your productivity journey and you want to experiment, then I would recommend the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, rinse and repeat. This is a good way to find your working rhythm. I would recommend when you're focusing on an important task, as well as making it as simple and as actionable as possible, use this Pomodoro technique. Don't be afraid to bump up the amount of time you work for as well. If you can focus for more than 25 minutes, bump up the working time a little bit and adjust the breaks alongside as well. You don't want to be working for an hour with only a 5-minute break. Our brains are not wired for constant screen time, so schedule breaks in your day-to-day routine and be mindful of your online activity. And finally, ask for help. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. It can feel uncomfortable at first. However, there are people who are willing to help if you make the effort. Practice what worked for them and ditch what didn't work for them. Do let me know in the comment section your experiences with getting started with productivity. I want you to realize that your journey to productivity is yours alone. However, it's not about making strict, rigid rules. It's about what works best for you. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Subscribe for more productive insights on how to become your best self. Let's continue to evolve every day, no matter how big or small the step.